Welcome to Story Time. Tonight's tale will guide you into the soothing stillness of the night. Let yourself sink into your bed, relax, and drift away with whispers in the shadows. As the quiet of the evening deepens, allow the gentle murmur of this story to wrap you in its calming embrace and lead you into a peaceful slumber. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let go of the day. In the heart of an old town, where cobblestone streets wound through narrow alleyways and ivy climbed the walls of ancient stone buildings, there stood a small, forgotten garden. Hidden from view by thick hedges and towering trees, it was a place of mystery where time seemed to stand still. Only those who knew the way could find it, and even then, it was as if the garden had a will of its own, revealing itself only to those who needed its peace. The garden was bathed in soft, silvery light, cast by the moon that hung low in the sky. Shadows danced along the ground, stretching and swaying as the breeze stirred the leaves. It was quiet here, a stillness that seemed to hum with life, as though the garden itself were breathing softly, in tune with the night. For years, the garden had been forgotten, its gates overgrown with vines, the paths leading to it barely visible. Yet, every now and then, someone would stumble upon it, drawn by a sense of something unknown, a whisper carried on the wind, a shadow that flickered just out of sight, or a quiet pull deep within. Tonight, it was Eleanor who found herself standing at the entrance to the hidden garden. She had been walking aimlessly, her mind heavy with thoughts she couldn't seem to shake. The demands of life, work, and the constant rush of the world outside had worn her down. She craved an escape, a place where she could forget, if only for a little while, the weight of her responsibilities. Eleanor hesitated at the gate, her hand resting on the cool, twisted iron. She didn't know why she had come here, or even how she had found the place. She had lived in the town for years and had never noticed the garden before. But tonight, it seemed to call to her, whispering softly, like a voice just beyond the edge of hearing. With a deep breath, she pushed the gate open. It creaked on its rusty hinges, the sound loud in the stillness of the night. She stepped inside, the air cool and crisp, carrying the scent of damp earth and blooming flowers. The garden was wild, untamed, yet there was a beauty in its chaos, a harmony in the way the shadows danced beneath the trees and the way the moonlight illuminated the overgrown paths. Eleanor wandered deeper into the garden, her steps slow and deliberate. The noise of the outside world seemed to fade away with each step, replaced by the soft rustle of leaves and the gentle sigh of the wind. She felt as though she were walking in a dream, the shadows shifting and swirling around her like whispers of forgotten secrets. As she reached the center of the garden, she came upon a stone bench, worn smooth by time. She sat down, her body sinking into the cool stone, and closed her eyes. The night wrapped around her like a soft blanket, comforting and warm despite the chill in the air. The garden was alive with the quiet sounds of the night, crickets chirping, leaves rustling, and somewhere in the distance, the soft hoot of an owl. But beyond that, there was something else, something just out of reach. It was as though the shadows themselves were speaking, their whispers too quiet to understand, yet too persistent to ignore. Eleanor opened her eyes and looked around. The garden was bathed in the soft glow of the moon, the shadows long and dark. They seemed to move ever so slightly, as though they were alive, shifting and swirling at the edges of her vision. It wasn't frightening, though. There was a strange comfort in the way the shadows embraced the night, as though they were part of the fabric of the world itself, an ancient, quiet presence that had always been there, waiting in the darkness. She let her thoughts drift, her mind relaxing as the shadows whispered around her. The worries that had weighed her down for so long seemed to melt away, carried off by the wind and the soft murmur of the garden. The demands of work, the endless to-do lists, the stress and the noise, they all faded into the background, replaced by the quiet stillness of the night. The shadows seemed to draw closer, their whispers growing louder, though still soft, still gentle. They spoke not in words, but in feelings, a deep sense of calm, of peace, of letting go. Eleanor closed her eyes again, breathing deeply, her body sinking further into the bench. The garden, the night, the shadows, they were all part of a greater whole, a rhythm that she had been too busy to notice until now. Time passed, though Eleanor could not say how long. minutes, hours, it didn't matter. The garden existed outside of time, a place where the world slowed down, where the rush of everyday life could not reach. Here, in this forgotten place, she felt a deep connection to something ancient, something eternal. The shadows continued to whisper, their presence wrapping around her like a gentle embrace. She felt her body grow heavy, her eyelids drooping as the weight of the night pulled her deeper into relaxation. The whispers were soft, soothing, like a lullaby sung by the wind itself. Eleanor felt herself slipping into sleep, her mind drifting in and out of consciousness. The shadows, the garden, the night, they all blurred together, becoming one with her thoughts, her dreams. She was no longer separate from the world around her, but a part of it, connected to the quiet beauty of the night, to the whispers in the shadows. And in that moment, as sleep finally took her, Eleanor felt a deep sense of peace, a peace that had eluded her for so long, but that she had finally found in the quiet, hidden garden. The whispers in the shadows had told her what she needed to hear, not in words, but in the language of the night, a language of stillness and calm, of letting go and simply being. Thank you for joining me on Storytime. I hope Whispers in the Shadows has brought you the quiet peace you needed to drift off into a restful sleep. As you lie there, warm and safe, remember that sometimes, it's in the quiet moments, in the whispers of the night, that we find the calm we seek. Sleep well, and until next time, good night.
Thanks for your time. Please subscribe. Don't forget to press the bell icon for more.